What is up, everybody? I was going to sing a song to intro this bit, but I'm not. I am not. I was going to sing Lion Sleeps Tonight. Beautiful song, beautiful rendition.
But you're a terrible singer.
But I'm a terrible singer.
Yep.
We were just talking before the show. There are no original ideas anymore. If you go to the movie theater right now, all you see is mid-90s remakes. And Jesse was very upset about that.
Well, yeah. Toy Story 4.
Yep.
Lion King 32.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. They just keep coming.
Yeah, well, I think your microphone's about to
fall?
drop out of your shirt again.
That's what's happening.
So, hey, we are live. Welcome to Bananas Unpeeled. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We are going behind the scenes, as always, episode 3046. We've got a really cool show planned. We're in the last week of the season. I feel like everyone says, we got a really cool show planned for you guys tonight. We have a really cool show planned for you guys today. We are in the last week of the season. 3 games left in the regular season. We've got the playoffs on Sunday night, and we've hit some struggles. We've hit some struggles with a full season on the people we have on this team, whether it be on the field or on the entertainment side or on the staff side. And we're going to kind of get into that really behind the scenes on what it's like for when our show has to go on and we've got to plug people in, or when we're on the field and we're trying to make a playoff run and someone's got to plug people in, what that looks like, and some of the struggles we've gone through and how we've hopefully figured out. So if you've got questions, comments, ideas, throw them on Facebook. If you're listening on the podcast or if you're watching on YouTube, put those questions and comments in there as well. What are you looking forward to this week in our show today?
Well, I'm excited. We were talking about a food debate before this as well. I'm very excited about that, and I think we should get the crowd into this. First, at the ballpark. We go through 10,000 pieces of meat every night,
yes,
Jared, between burgers, hot dogs, grilled chicken sandwiches.
Yep.
I want to know, what do people like more? Is it a hot dog at the ballpark? Or is it a burger, a good grilled burger? Because we're going through more. What's your preference? Because I was undercover, which we'll get into Monday, and I went for something. So what did I go for?
So yeah, I haven't been undercover yet this season. I do remember when I went undercover last year, the hot dog. I'm a big hot dog guy. Don't crush me for this. I go ketchup and relish on the hot dog. I don't want to hear the mustard people out there, dying on a hill for your mustard hot dogs. But I love ketchup and relish on a hot dog.
100% mustard on a ketchup.
Mustard on the ketchup.
Mustard on the ketchup.
You heard that here first. No, I like the hot dogs. I think they were great. I enjoyed it. Nice grilled hot dog. You can't beat it.
Yeah, I did a hot dog undercover. I got a hot dog and our fries, and I didn't go. So I want to know what other people are going with. We go through about 5,000 burgers, so it'd be interesting to see what they go for. But I went the hot dog, and then the last one I just got to go is burrito or pizza.
All right, so there's a big debate on burrito versus pizza, and for me, the issue I have with the burrito is when you eat it vertically and all the toppings are vertical. So it's like you've got the sour cream, the guac, the lettuce, the cheese, the beans, and the meat, and it's like you take one bite and all you get is meat and lettuce. But then somehow you got to flip it horizontal so that way you get a full bite of all the toppings at one time. That's the only way to eat a burrito. But when you take that first bite, you want it to be so perfect. But a lot of times it's not.
Yeah, but it still beats pizza. I think a lot of the guys, we got obviously a legend coming with us. I know they go to this Mexican popular place, no sponsor ads, next to the ballpark regularly. Yeah. They are burrito fans.
Chipotle.
Yes, Chipotle is, I think, is what it's called. But yeah, I'm a definite burrito guy. That perfect bite. Same thing why I love Thanksgiving. You put the turkey, the stuff, and the mashed potatoes together. Food is a big part of what we do at the ballpark. Yes. But I don't know if we could do burritos. We tried pizza once, that didn't work. We stayed to the basics: the hot dogs, the burgers, and the chicken sandwiches.
No, a burrito would be too intense for the ballpark.
Yes.
Now you talk about your one bite thing. It's the garbage can nachos, I guess, could be the closest thing to this just conglomerate of
it's a great call.
Crazy food. Could you get the perfect bite on one tortilla chip? Could you get every single item that's in the garbage can nacho on the one single
And we haven't talked
nacho?
About the garbage can, but we're selling about 20, 25 a night. And what's that garbage can nacho? It's this lid with 3 orders of nachos, 2 cheeseburgers cut up, 2 hot dogs cut up, 2 grilled chicken sandwiches cut up, about a pound of nacho cheese and chili.
I'm coughing just
and jalapenos on it. And I don't know if I've ever seen anyone consume the whole thing. It feeds a family of whatever.
Every single time I go and see a fan in the park, and I go, I'll go collect their garbage can, because heaven forbid we don't take the garbage can lid away from people and they walk off with it.
People do take the garbage can lids with them.
So we go up to try to collect them from people because we're serving tons of them. And yeah, it's like it's almost finished, but I've never seen one that's just completely finished.
Yeah, and just on note, we still are looking for a cardiologist to potentially partner with us on this because, as we say, it's heart-stoppingly delicious.
100%.
Yep.
Next, all right, let's get into some things that have happened in the past week, behind-the-scenes stuff. Yes. We have had arguably the lightest show that we've had all season, maybe in the past 3 seasons.
Oh, I hate it.
Talk people through the challenges we've had and what we had to overcome to make sure that when everyone's again, it's someone's first game.
Yep.
How have we fought through that, and how have we tried to overcome it, and what have been some of the obstacles that you guys have gone through on the entertainment side?
Well, the biggest lesson I've learned, and whether you're a sports team or whether you're a business, is you need to grow your bench. And I think we've done a great job from the baseball side. Tyler Gilman, we go through about 60 different players in a year. We only have 30 in our roster. We're constantly bringing new people in. For us, we never think about that, growing the bench with our cast, with our staff. And these past 2 weeks, we lost our pep band because it was a band week.
Band camp.
Real
thing.
They were gone at band camp. We lost our breakdancing first base coach for 2 weeks.
Do like a national audition.
National audition up in New York City. And there were other pieces we lost. We didn't have our host. Obviously, one night I was out, we didn't have our host. And so we had to fill all this gap. And it was
because of not the band, we didn't have the DJ. There wasn't anybody on the plaza because the band fills multiple roles. The bands just sound like, they do the national anthem and a few things.
Part of what we do. And then obviously Macy, our breakdancer first base coach, a huge part of what we do. So I think what happens when you have those challenges, it forces you to get creative and actually forces innovation. And what happened was we had our pitcher Alex Deegan coaching first, which became very, very popular with the fans. He cannot dance. Whatever he says, he says he can dance, he's going to get upset with us. It's a little awkward from 6'8", but that's what makes it great.
Great effort.
He's a great effort.
Plus effort.
So he danced, and then we had to bring in a DJ a couple times, which actually added to the experience. We had people out there dancing wobble and Cupid shuffle, 50 to 100 people. So we learned. And on last Monday, I wasn't there because I was undercover. So we didn't have myself, we didn't have the band, we didn't have our coach. And we brought in a new host to try it out at the ball field.
Who had never done any sort of baseball hosting, not even talking about a Bananas host.
Yes, and we had a new one, and it was a great experience. There were new things that were brought. And then we had another guy reach out to me from a performer in L.A., did a host for 12 years. He drove down 6 hours to come to the game Thursday, then came back on Saturday and said, let me go, I'll do it. And he hosted the whole game. And I remember something, Trevor's name, he literally did the visiting lineups as the Grim Reaper and did the Grim Reaper laugh. He added some new dimensions that I'd never seen. And it was because we had to force ourselves to do new things. And I think that's what's really cool. So growing our bench is something that we've learned to do very well, and I think we're going to continue to look at that. Who's next in line if you lose someone? And that's, I think, what makes Tyler Gillum and the Bananas great at what they do is we've lost a lot of people, but they always have someone to step up, and I think we need to do that collectively from our cast, from our staff, and that's going to take us to the next level.
And we've seen that a little bit. I remember last year when Kara, who does a lot of, really handles all of our marketing, she stepped in a role where we didn't have a marketing person, and Kara immediately stepped in and said, here I am, I'm willing to take this role on. We kind of worked hand in hand with her, and all of a sudden it turned into now she's working with us throughout the summer, throughout the season. It's so important to see those people because without that next person to come in, we would have been lost.
100%.
It would have been on us. We'd have been trying to figure it out, scramble, taking on another job, another role, another hat. Absolutely impossible to be able to do something like that.
100%. And now as we watch, we're losing some of our top pitchers, some of our top players, but we're still continuing to come out and win games, which we don't talk much baseball, but it's impressive what's happening. So let's roll. Let's bring the hero on.
Hometown hero.
Yep.
He only gets the biggest applause, I think.
And it's not because of his performance.
Not because of his performance. If you guys ever come to a game, you will hear Shark, our announcer, always preface the player coming up with their college, university, school, whatever it might be. And so again, it's Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, it's North Georgia, it's Oklahoma State, Rice, University of Georgia. When Shark gets on the mic and says now batting, and he pauses dramatically and screams from Georgia Southern University, Austin Thompson, and people lose their minds. We're 45 minutes from the Statesboro campus, and it is like Georgia Southern people galore here. So, from the Georgia Southern University, Austin Thompson, come on. You don't get the same applause.
I'm clapping. I'm clapping. Because,
stadium.
He jumped in back in November and became a part of the Bananas.
Let's talk about this.
I know. That's what I'm excited about.
Talk about this, because we didn't know him. We heard he was coming.
Yes.
And we had a couple other Georgia Southern guys.
Because you're local.
Yes.
Yes. So welcome to the show, Austin.
And so we reached out to him and said, we're doing this video.
Yep.
We're about to announce that we're bringing the All-Star Showdown to Savannah. Would you come be in this crazy video with us? And
you joined.
What was the performance?
It was amazing. So I want to go back to you, Austin. You came in. So where you grow up, first of all?
I grew up in Rincon, Georgia.
Okay.
Which is about 45 minutes away. I actually drive home every night.
Okay.
So traffic's not too bad at 1 or 2 a.m. So
that's true.
Yeah.
It's about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So not bad at all.
Excellent.
Born and raised
now,
there.
had you been to a Savannah Bananas games then?
I never have.
Wow. So your
I
first.
never have. My first game.
And that's it for Austin today. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
How did you? 45 minutes.
Show.
All right. We'll get to that later.
Well, I was playing. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Makes
All right.
sense.
Baseball.
Makes sense. The baseball thing.
So you were asked to come on, be a part of this All-Star video.
Right.
You've never seen a game, never been a part of it, and you come in and you're asked to lip sync, and you saw the fan base in November, in a rainy day,
Yes.
ready to go nuts. What were your thoughts?
There's 100 people that came to that video.
Yeah.
Like decked out.
Well, Mason Miller,
Yes.
Yep.
he played here last year. So
And this year.
On the ride, and this year. And on the ride here, I was like, Mason, dude, like, what do I expect? Like, I'm super nervous. Like, I was nervous. Not
Really?
gonna lie, I was nervous. I was like, dude, like, I hope I just don't know what to think. And he's like, just relax. It'll come natural.
And so, all right, then you walk in and you see.
I walked in
Yeah.
to the front office and I see you in your yellow tux and I'm like, wow, this dude's a nut. Like, this dude's crazy.
Okay, that's legit.
And I mean, that's the truth.
That's the normal. Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you saw the rest of the fans.
And then I saw the rest of the fans, and they're all walking up to me. Hey, so glad you're here. And I'm like, wow, like these.
They don't
these
even know who
people-
you are.
Yeah, they don't know. Like, hey, good to see you. Like, how's your day going? I'm like, wow, these people are invested, and I mean, it's just a role that I was glad to take on, and shot the video, and I felt like I did pretty well. I mean, that was my
For your first video.
first acting.
Yep.
I mean. Maybe there's a shot there in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on now.
I think you
But-
nailed
Yes,
it. And so the video came out. You start hearing from people.
Yeah, well, my college teammates, they kind of ragged me on it. But Mason and I got a little heat from that, but I thought it was pretty well.
It was well worth it.
I mean,
was well worth
again,
it, yeah.
If you're not being criticized, you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
That's right.
Playing it too
That's
safe.
right.
So, all right, so you got that. Then you come in, and when was your first game? Because you weren't here the first game, were you?
No, I came in about a week and a half late.
Okay.
My first game I actually did not play. I just kind of witnessed the scene.
What
And,
were your thoughts?
well, I showed up about 12 and met with the staff, and they got me used to it. And then it was starting to be game time, and I looked at the sheet, got everything, and went out front. And there were people lined up at 5:15, and the gates didn't even open until 5:30. And I'm walking around, and people are just, hey man, how you doing? Blah blah blah. And I saw people I know, and I was like, wow. And then when I got in the stadium, it was about 5 minutes till first pitch. I remember this pretty good. I was on the first base line, and I took a step back and just was like, wow, I'm actually here. It shocked me.
Yeah.
And then the show went on, and we ended up getting a win that day. And remember, it was just a party. Walked out front, and people are just dancing, doing all these kinds of dances. I was like, I could get used to this. This is awesome.
And then you played at home the next game, or you get to suit up and actually play?
I think it was a home game.
Yeah.
I suited up, and I was definitely I know what it was. It got rained out in the second inning, so I had one ground ball, made the play, so that was nice. You know, the game got canceled, so
The game got canceled.
it's nice to succeed for the first two
So
innings.
were there any expectations coming into it? I mean, had you heard anything about it? Like, did you know any sort of idea, like, hey, here's what I may be getting myself into?
Well, I mean, Mason kind of told me. He
Okay.
said, I mean, I had a pretty good source from him.
Right,
But
right.
I'd seen the Facebook videos, and I actually watch them on the bus ride sometimes, the YouTube videos.
To get prepared for it.
The All-Star,
Yes.
or the Major League. I think
Yes,
the Major
yes.
League,
Rendition,
that
yeah.
might be one of my favorites, if I'm being honest. But
Awesome.
I saw the videos and then just started to live it and embrace it. And I think all the guys do a really good job of just embracing it and putting the fans first and doing the job.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So now that you've been a part of it, obviously you've seen a lot of guys come and go. We were talking about growing the bench and
Yes.
getting ready. I mean, where do you guys feel that you stand now? Like, you're seeing guys coming in. You lost one of our top pitchers. We're losing this. You know, talk to me about like how the roster. You were talking about some of the fun memories of the guys. How are you guys all coming together now? Because we're going right into the playoffs now.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to start playing our best baseball and
Yeah.
start advancing to that championship game and get that ring. But I think it just starts with all the guys on the team just doing a good job of somebody new walks in the locker room, hey man, where you from? How you doing? This is kind of how it works. Just giving them some instructions and helping them out. If they have any questions, just answer it. I mean, one thing that comes to mind are those bus rides home when we were all in the back playing Mafia, which is kind of a baseball game.
Okay.
And, you know, we just, the camaraderie, just can't beat it, you know, on those bus rides home and in the locker room. Everybody's always just smiling, happy to be here. And we realize that it's something bigger than baseball, you know, and it just helps us bond and grow closer.
What does that mean? I mean, that's you don't hear many players say bigger than baseball. What does that mean to you?
You know, someday, realistically, you know, the game's going to come to an end and you're going to have to hang it up, but you're always going to remember the friendships and you're always going to remember how people made you feel. And I think that's something that it's just the circle of life, you know, being nice to somebody, it returns itself. And I think the guys on the team do a great job of showing that and living that daily.
That's cool. I mean, you always say you'll never forget how someone made you feel, and that's what we've always tried to do here, whether you're a player or a staff person or entertainer or whatever it is. It's like we exist in this, you know, stadium to give people these moments where they can feel a little bit different than what they get in their normal day-to-day life, and whether that's, you know, a high emotion or, you know, something that tugs at their heart or it's just pure elation, like we get to give those things
100%.
Right.
And we talked about this last remember, you know, a lot of every game you're out there signing autographs, greeting fans, passing out programs, and we talked about you know, positivity, and how do you deal with adversity, and tell me about what happened after we had that talk. You were talking about how if people struggle, you know, you go 0 for 3, but you still have that fourth at bat. Most people go 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, they're done for the night. And a lot of guys, they become weak after struggling. But we talked about that conversation. Tell me what.
Yeah, no, I think I asked you maybe what book you were reading or something at the time, and we got into a discussion about that and the law of attraction and stuff that resembles that, and just speaking positive thoughts into your mind. And actually, I was telling you that I was texting my girlfriend before the game, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to have a positive day. I'm going to have a positive attitude, and I'm just going to control what I can control.
There you go.
Ended up going like 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, and we won like 10-0. And I think it's just so crazy how, you know, self-talk and positivity just can translate with anything in life. You know, if you wake up in the morning with a bad attitude, it's probably going to be a bad day. If you wake up and go, I'm going to kill today, I'm going to have a great day, I'm going to be successful,
100%.
You're going to have a good day. And I think that's something that corresponds with the Bananas, like hand in hand.
Well, so. and that's I want to stay on this for a second because you know, I've been in the dugout, and not many fans know this. I mean, very few owners are in the dugout.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't even think most owners go to the games.
Yeah, it's all different.
They just heckle the umpire.
And I'm not in the dugout to watch you guys and make sure you're doing things. I'm in the dugout to be a part of the show and helping. Yeah. But I have yet to see in my 4 years players go absolutely nuts, throw things, swear, negativity, which I've seen in every dugout that I ever played in before or I ever coached in, and you don't see it. And we have bad at bats, but what guys do is they might come off the field, they're upset, but they either go in the clubhouse, they don't share it.
Right.
And I think, you know, tell me a little bit about that, because I see like all the fans, we got 4,000 fans, they're cheering, they're positive, they're always positive, like go nuts. And then the players, it seems like it's an unbelievable positive environment, which is, again, affecting the performance. Share me like what you've noticed between different teams you played on and being here.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that my dad always taught me is, you know, you never want to show emotion. You know, you always just want to kind of be medium. And I think another thing when you come here is you see the little kid looking up to you. And, you know, if you go showing your butt, throw a bat, that's really not a positive influence on that kid because, you know, he looks up to you. Oh, well, he does that, I'm going to do that. But, you know, I think the guys, you know, there's always a time and place. You know, you come in the locker room and kind of get behind a closed door. You can say some stuff, throw some stuff, and it doesn't really affect anybody.
Right.
But, you know, baseball is a long game. You know, let's say you strike out in the first inning, you still got 3 more at-bats, and I think that's where that self-talk comes in. You know, didn't get it done the first time, I'm going to get it done the second time.
Yeah.
So,
and we haven't talked about this, but very few teams talk about the mental game of baseball.
Yes.
You'll take BP until your hands are bleeding. You'll be taking ground balls or whatever, but they don't talk about mental. And I think that's something we don't talk about a lot, but we just kind of live it. Yeah. And it's about positive. It's fans first. It's taking care of the fans, doing autographs. And I think you guys have seen that. Now, what we hope is our goal is the best summer of your life, but we hope that you can take this to whatever school you go and whatever job you go, wherever you go from there, it's the impact of being positive.
Right.
I mean, and I'm sure you've seen, I mean, all the guys, I mean, you look at the roster, I mean, I've never seen Mike Williams not smile.
Exactly.
He's just always smiling. And I think, you know, you amplify it. He's always a good, happy person, but it gets amplified here.
Yeah.
So what do you're going back to Statesboro in the fall, what do you take back from summer experience like this? Like, what do you take back to those, 35 guys who are on that roster back in school? Like, are there things you can say like, hey, I saw this happen. Could we implement this here for our fall and next spring?
Well, I mean, I think just the positivity, I mean, it just really hit me the other day when I told myself, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to have a great attitude. And I think people don't do that every morning. They wake up and have a negative attitude and I have to do this when you should use, I get to do this today. I'm blessed to do this today. So I think that's, we work out in the morning at 6 a.m. Do I have to go to workouts or do I get to go to workouts?
Wow.
I think that changes that's definitely something that I could implement it on, I'm sure.
What about with the fans? I'm intrigued by how you've done so much with autographs and being there with the players and the kids and what about that? Will you take any of that to Georgia Southern?
Yeah, I mean for sure the fans, they're your biggest supporters. They're going to be there for you if you win or lose. I got this one guy in mind at Statesboro. He's there every game, and he's dedicated, kind of just like the fans here. And maybe you're after a game, you're walking away, you see him. Well, now instead you go talk to him.
Spend some time with him.
Go out of your day to make that guy's day. He comes to every game. It's not that hard to just go up and say, "Hey, man, how you doing?"
Love it.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's definitely something that I take away.
Because I think for us, it's how do we continue to bring this to more people? And it's like, all right, we've got 30, 40, 50, 60 players that have come experience this. There's probably a group of 10 or 20 that really experienced it all summer. And then how can we get them to go back, share this with their teams, share this with their coaches, and hopefully more colleges across the country have that experience that these guys can take back to them.
Because that what you said, that's bigger than baseball.
Yeah. Right.
And now since this became a really deep, we started talking about food. Now we're talking about deep things, but it's impressive. I mean, you're going to be a sophomore.
I'll be a junior.
You're going to be a junior, right?
Actually,
so still, you got 2 more years, and I don't think a lot of people don't think like that.
Right.
And I'm excited to see what happens in your career. I hopefully we'll get to dogpile at the end of this summer and have some fun and get a ring.
But I asked you the other day if you were going to come join us in the dog pile, and you said, "I'm going to let you enjoy it."
That's for you guys. That's for you guys.
We'll get it on camera.
No, me and Jared will do a dog pile on that.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, you got a couple shout-outs here. Ginger Thompson, do you know who that is? Way to go, Austin. So
My
proud
mother,
of you.
yep.
Classic. Anything you want to say to your mother?
Love you, Mom. Thanks
Love you,
for all
Mom.
the support.
Amy Ambrose, you know that?
Yes.
You know her?
Yep.
Hey, Austin, so proud of you. You want to say anything
Thank
back
you.
to her? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, you just...
Yeah, no, it's great.
Tons of shout-outs, people.
The Facebook Live, I'm still kind of getting... I don't
We're
really know
live.
how that works.
It's
so, like,
real.
people just write in and say, hey.
They're watching you right now.
They're watching me.
And then they're going to be watching later, too, so it continues on. So you get some more shout-outs even when you're not here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What else?
No, I think this is good. Anything else that you want to share? Anything that stands out for you from this summer or anything that you're excited about?
I think it's just awesome when you come to the ballpark and, it's just not about it's not always about baseball. It's about making a fan's day, and, the fans are always pumped up to see you and just trying to return the favor. It's just awesome to be around. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully I get to come back next year.
Yeah.
The year after that.
Well, we might have some more music videos for you in the
I'm ready. See,
being from in Georgia Southern, there's opportunities to be a part of this.
So I can just
might come on in the offseason.
Love it. Cool, man. Thanks for hanging out with us.
No, I appreciate it.
Good luck tonight. Good luck this week.
Definitely.
I will see you soon.
Austin Thompson, Georgia Southern University. Ginger says Anna loves you.
Love you too, Anna.
Love you too.
Sister.
We don't know. Oh, Anna's a sister. Hey, that got a little deeper than we wanted it to, man, but I liked it.
It's real. Behind the scenes, we talk about that stuff.
This is what this show was supposed to be. That we're going to bring on these people, bring on these characters
or players,
characters, players, whatever, you know what they are. And we're going to get them to kind of reveal what this true experience is like.
Yep.
Again, we don't prompt them. I mean, they come in 15 minutes before. We kind of say, hey, here's what we're going to talk about. Let it loose. Yeah. And then the conversation starts to really evolve, and we hear things that we're like, oh, my gosh, that's kind of cool. Let me dive in on that real quick and go one step further, and it just continues to open up.
Well, he talked about the get-tos and have-tos, which is famous from John Gordon. It's just so brilliant. You get to do that versus have-to. Positivity. He gets it. Literally gets it, and I think it's amazing to bring people like that. Any organization to bring people like that.
I don't know if this is the real Josh Reddick, but it is Josh Reddick. Line drives to second base.
All right.
Thanks for watching, Josh. He's a Rankin guy.
Yes.
They must know each other.
Yes.
Josh and Austin probably hang out together. Gary says the Ramirez family is proud of you, Austin. Keep giving the glory to God. He's got a ton of fans.
He does.
Very cool. And we got Josh Reddick watching.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Josh.
Yes, definitely.
Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing in Effingham as well.
He also threw out a great first banana a couple of years ago.
He does, and he does a lot of cool things for kids and makes a huge impact in Effingham County. They got the Josh Reddick Field up there. Super amazing. Cool. So that's really cool.
Talk about someone that knows how to have fun.
Yep.
When he plays the game, he got the wrestling belts. He does a lot of things in the locker room and knows how to give back.
Knows how to make an impact.
And proud to be, in this area to have Josh representing.
Yep, 100%. Hey, that's our show. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We've got 3 games this week. We got the playoffs starting on Sunday. So the next time you hear from us,
hopefully we're still playing.
Hopefully we're still playing. Hopefully we're making a run in the Coastal Plain League playoffs for another championship.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have fun. Go Bananas.